Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Welcome if you're new. In today's video, I am going to be showing you how to clean your vanity bathroom counter from top to bottom and how to attain that amazing feeling of clean. If that sounds like your vibe, please stay tuned. Good morning, everybody, and I say good morning because it is now 7 a.m. and I am up and ready to tackle the bathroom. I get up at 5 a.m. every single morning to start my day. Starting my day at 5 a.m. allows for a longer day and quieter mornings. I start my day with calm, prayer, meditation, and reading my Bible. Everything else that has to be done, including cleaning my clients, comes second to those 4 morning routines with no exceptions. My name is Stephanie and I'm a professional cleaning educator, and over here I educate on how to not only clean your home properly, but how to get that true feeling of clean with using my amazing techniques and through cleaning product knowledge. Drop a comment down below and let me know you're new so that I can say hi. I took my tray that I housed my toothpaste and my dental floss and all of that type of stuff on. I want to clean the spots that you see here. And then also, this is how my glass looks where I keep my toothpaste and my toothbrush and that sort of thing. These get pretty nasty. So I definitely want to make sure I'm always cleaning that. Even in my client's home, I will remove their toothbrush and their toothpaste, and I will clean out their cups as well. This is another way to make your bathroom have that sparkling, clean feeling. This black spot that you see will not come off. I'm going to try to do my best to get it off, but it's probably not going to come off. I haven't really worked with it like that, but I have tried to wipe it and it hasn't come off. So I don't know if that's a stain from my essential oils that I keep on this tray or what. But you probably can't tell, but there are other splatters on this tray. Also on the bottom and right at the base. So definitely want to take care of this whole thing today. This is my product lineup for today's cleaning. This is my vinegar and distilled water and essential oils. I have mentioned in my previous videos that you can use your favorite essential oils, whatever that may be. Mine are clove, tea tree, and citrus orange. Not all in here together, but I use one of the 3 in my vinegar mixture. This is going to be one of my all-purposes because it is multi-purpose, so it's going to be used as like an all-purpose and also as a disinfectant. This is my all-purpose, which is just lavender castile soap and distilled water, and this is the disinfectant and the shiner and the glass cleaner, and it is alcohol and distilled water. You can also add essential oils to your alcohol mixture as well. I don't. I just like the alcohol because I like the smell of it, so I don't add any essential oils to it. You don't need to add any essential oils to your Castile soap unless you get the non-scented one, but never add vinegar to the Castile soap because one cancels out the other. They absolutely do not work well together. So don't ever use vinegar and Castile soap together, whether it's fragranced or not. And so I have my microfiber towels here. I have about 3 or 4 of them. And then I also have a roll of paper towels because paper towels is just something that I do not live without when it comes to anything, cleaning or whatever. I have to have paper towels. It is an expense that I will always have in my budget. In my short, if you saw it, I did discuss that people get overwhelmed with cleaning, and cleaning ladies get overwhelmed in the cleaning business, especially when they're new to it because they don't understand the different elements of a home. So I do want to go over the different elements in today's video as it pertains to the vanity counter area, since that's the area that we're going to be cleaning today. I want to show you step by step how to get your vanity area clean. I want to show you how to get things free of dust and debris and then start your cleaning. Because without the dusting, it is impossible to have the true feeling of clean when it comes to your bathroom or any area in your home. But more specifically today, we're talking about the bathroom, since this is the area where we are working. So I want to go over with you what the different elements are when it comes to your vanity counter. I absolutely do not want to treat anybody like first grade, but we are in class over here, so let's talk about it. These are your vanity counter lights, and so of course you want to make sure you are paying attention to those. This is your mirror because these get a lot of splatter, and so people tend to leave that, and we definitely want to make sure we're taking care of the mirror. These here are your countertops, whatever yours may look like. This here is the backsplash of your countertops, which your mirror will sit on top of. Definitely want to make sure we're taking care of that because it gets grimy as well, depending on what you're doing in your bathroom. These are your faucets and handles. Again, we have the counter, and then we also have the sink. Sinks get pretty dirty. Our sinks hold the drain and the stopper and also that little part in the front where the water and the suds runs out of when the sink gets full. And then right here in the front we have this little ledge part that often goes neglected as well because people don't tend to remember this or think that it's important to check it. If you come on down, you have your dummy drawers. You also have your drawers that actually operate, and then you have your cabinets and your hardware. If you come on down past the hardware, you have right down here just before you get to the floor, this part of your vanity counter or any of your cabinets in your home is called the kick plate. The first step in the bathroom is to clean or dust, because in most cases they're only going to need dusting to dust your light fixtures. And what I am using is a large microfiber towel. My microfiber towels are always large and they're never small when I'm dusting. Now when I'm using them to clean, they are a bit smaller and a bit thinner. But for dusting, I like to use something larger to cover the space. You can also turn your lights off to do this because you can start to see spots in front of your eyes. I won't because I'm not looking directly at the bulb, but you can turn the lights off to do it, especially if you're doing this in the daytime. While you're up top, you can also take this as an opportunity to just go ahead and dust the top of your mirror as well. Just depends on how tall or short you are. You can use a step ladder or not. Okay. This is my alcohol. I'm going to go ahead and spray my mirror down. Now you may end up having to do this again. It just depends on your cleaning style. But I like to use paper towels first on the mirror to go ahead and clean it. And the reason why I say you may end up having to do this again is because once you start cleaning your vanity counter, the sinks and all of that, you may end up with just a little bit of splatter down here, possibly, but you won't have to be at the top. So I like to wipe my mirror in sort of an S motion. You know, you can do it however you like it, but for me, a S motion just kind of, it touches all of the space, right? And so depending on the paper towels, if you decide to use paper towels, you will have that little residue that's going to be left behind on the mirror. This is a cheap brand that I'm using, so I definitely have some residue left behind from the paper towel. But I'm getting ready to show you how I am going to shine my mirror now. Before I get rid of this paper towel, I'm just going to spray down here at the bottom once again, because of course this is where most of your splatter will collect. Not up here, but down here. Now, it just depends on your situation. But for me, it's just the dust at the top and the splatter at the bottom. Because it's usually just going to be at your height. Now, girl, if you got splatter all at the top, I don't know what to tell you, girl. I'm going to have to wonder what you doing, sis. I'm wondering why you so wild when you brushing your teeth, putting on your makeup, and doing your hair, girl. Calm down. All right, so I have some residue left from the paper towel. And so this is another microfiber towel. But this one is smaller. As you can see, it's not as big as the orange one. The dusting microfiber towels are always going to be larger, especially in my case. Whatever you're comfortable with doing, do that. But for me, mine are always larger. Now, when I get ready to clean or wipe the mirrors, they're always this size. They're smaller and they're thinner, right? It's almost like a t-shirt material. T-shirts clean a mirror really well. So you can also substitute microfiber towels for those too. And I'm just going to take this and I'm going to fold it in fours. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wipe away gently. All you're doing is pretty much just dusting away the residue that's left on the mirror. That's all you're doing. And you don't have to go in no certain motion with that. You just want to get the residue off the mirror, and you want to make sure that you have no spots left and that everything is shining. This is just a way to check behind yourself as well. Okay, and I had already wiped down this portion of the mirror when I was cleaning, right? Because you want to go ahead and do that. You don't necessarily have to spray this. Can y'all see? Yeah. You don't necessarily have to spray this part just unless you have to, but that just kind of goes in with you wiping the counter that you're going to actually spray. Okay, so now my mirror is nice and shiny. Now, I'm just showing you step by step. When I'm just, in my zone with my cleaning, the mirror is not usually the first thing that I do. And that's just because I'm very experienced with cleaning, and I just have a way that I do things. But if I'm going to teach, then I want to teach you the steps. And my rag is still clean. So now I want to use my all-purpose, and I'm going to go ahead and spray down the counter. Get that out the way. Spray my faucets. I'm actually not going to use my vinegar on the counter today. Simply because I was never going to use it on the counter anyway, because you cannot use vinegar on stone countertops. It will dull the shine. So what I was going to originally do was just use it in the sinks. But because my sinks really need to be taken care of today, I want more of a soap, right? So I'm just, because it's dirty, I haven't cleaned my vanity counter in a little minute now, probably a week or two. So I'm going to go ahead and use soap in here today. Now this is me showing you with the natural products. because I have taught here on my channel Dawn and Sprayway, and I still stand by that. The only reason why I stopped using the Sprayway, I do still use the Dawn, but again, today I'm showing you with the natural products, just in case this is what you're interested in, and this is what I use the most. I still stand by my Dawn and Sprayway, but I started coughing, and I don't know if it's because of the Sprayway or not. I clean more than y'all do, since I, you know, do people's homes and stuff. So to be on the safe side, I just stopped using it. But I'm going to have that checked out to see what it really is. But you always want soap. Always. So when you clean your vanity counter, and you always want a blank canvas, which is why I took everything off the counters. Don't try to clean your vanity counter full of stuff, just moving stuff around. Go ahead and take stuff off, because you can also use that as an opportunity to declutter. I see people with candles and all kinds of trays and stuff, just like that stuff is unnecessary. Just go ahead and use this as an opportunity to declutter your counters once you start putting everything back. So you always want to have a clear counter, because you want to make sure you're hitting every spot, getting it really clean for that true feeling of clean. Remember, over here on my channel, I teach the true feeling of clean. So as you're wiping your vanity counter, I showed you this little ledge part right here. You always want to go across there, because that also gets grimy as well, especially if you do a lot in your bathroom at your vanity counter. A lot of you ladies wear makeup and that sort of thing, and you just want to make sure all of that is not sitting on the ledge of your counter, or whatever you would call this part, the front, whatever. Okay, so now we got vanity counter all wiped down. I'm gonna go ahead and clean the faucets. The faucets are very important too, because we touch these a lot. We touch them when we're coming out of the bathroom from using it, to turn it on, to wash our hands. Please be washing your hands. And then also, you know, splatter gets on these as well. So I always like to shine up the chrome or whatever finish you have on your faucets and get all of that water splatter off, toothpaste, germs, anything like that, right? So we're going to go ahead and wipe those down real good. We're going to get in between the faucets and clean the handles. Now it's time to clean the sink. So you just want to turn the water on, and you want to clean your sink really, really good. You want to make sure you're getting at the rim of the sink as well, because sometimes when you neglect the rim of the sink, what you'll notice is you'll have that black stuff to start to run down, because you have a lot of grime underneath the rim of the sink that you're missing. Definitely get down around your drain, because grime gets there as well. Always make sure you're taking care of this part, not just this. Let me turn this off. Not just this part, but definitely getting around in here too, even if you have to use a toothbrush. Especially if you see the dirt, go ahead and use a toothbrush. I don't need a toothbrush for mine today, but go ahead and use a toothbrush. These here, these little things that's in front of the sink, they also remove. You can take those out. Sometimes those are very, very grimy. And that'll give you a better clean as well, because you're going to go ahead and wipe around in that little hole. And go ahead and take the opportunity to wipe that too. So now that I have rinsed out my towel completely, I'm just going to fold it in fours. And then I'm going to start wiping the soap off of my faucet. So your faucet will have grooves, you know, depending on how it's made, like right around here and that sort of thing. Make sure that if you have grime in there, that you are taking a toothbrush once again, or a grout brush, and you're cleaning it. You can also take a toothbrush and clean around here where your handles are. Because if you don't clean on a regular basis, these things will get built up, and this is the things that people don't tend to see if they're just not good at cleaning. And my channel is teaching you how to be good at cleaning, okay? It's not easy, but it's worth it. Having a clean home is not just about having a clean home. It's also healthy to have a clean home, because you don't have to worry about bacteria buildup and that sort of thing, and you wonder why you're sick and you know, don't know what's wrong with you. The doctor can't tell you what's wrong with you. Sometimes you just need to take a look around at your house. So I have just cleaned out the other side of the sink. I did the same thing on this side that I did on the other side. And the one thing that I do want to show you that I did not mention on the other side was to also make sure you are wiping the water part as well, where the water comes out at, because sometimes this will get built up. You'll notice that it's pink or black or whatever as you wipe it, and then you see it on your towel. There's none on mine because I take care of that all the time. And then right around here, your faucets, you want to get that too, like right there. And again, it just depends on how yours is made, but if there's any kind of groove, make sure you are really taking care of that, because this is how you prevent buildup. Bathrooms hold a lot of bacteria, so we definitely want to make sure that we are keeping the bathroom buildup down. We're going to use them. They're going to get messy, but we have to clean it. So I'm just going to use my rag to go ahead and wipe up the residue of the soap of my homemade all-purpose. Okay, and my towel is still nice and clean. If you need to get a new one before we move down, or before you move down to your cabinets and counters, your cabinets and drawers, then you can do that, but mine is still clean, so I'm able to still use the one that I have. If you don't mind leaving your vanity counter to dry, then that's perfectly fine. Me, I like to shine up my vanity counters. I like to go in with the alcohol or the Sprayway glass cleaner. Glass cleaner is just a way to get away the streaks on the surfaces and in the sinks, right? It takes away streaks, because that's the last thing you want is streaks. I have worked with so many women that will leave the sinks and the countertops and the faucet areas streaky. That does not make for a good cleaning, and it does not make for the feeling of clean. So the alcohol also disinfects, so that is also a good benefit of using alcohol, but it also shines as well, and it is safe to use on stone. So I'm going to go ahead and take my alcohol now that I have cleaned my counter, and I'm just going to spray everything. I'm going to spray the sinks, I'm going to spray the faucets, and I'm going to spray the counter, because now I want to wipe this down and take away my streaks and disinfect, and it's going to give me that true feeling of clean. And this is the same rag that I use to clean the mirror. I love the smell of alcohol. It just smells so good. I love it. alcohol dries pretty quickly too, so that's also another benefit to using the alcohol. If you just leave your faucets to dry, I guarantee you they are going to have streaks. They just are. So if you don't want the streak look and you want the true feeling of clean, you definitely, if you don't want the streaky look and you want the true feeling of clean, you want to go ahead and make sure that you wipe your faucets. All of this seems like double working, and it is in a sense, but nothing worth it comes easy, right? Like it just doesn't. And this is why I get paid the big bucks to clean my clients' homes, because I actually know how to clean it and how to make it feel clean. I will repeat that over and over again here on my channel because it's the message that I want to drive home to my audience. These are my amazing techniques that I talk about in my intro. I never leave my sinks wet. I always wipe my sinks out because it prevents the those water spots. You know, you get the water spots that's left in the sink, and that's not a good look. Because once that dries, it doesn't look clean. So it just helps to dry your sinks out. Of course, you're going to use them. You're probably going to use it 5 minutes after you're done. But you won't have the dried water stains. It'll just leave your sink nice and shiny and free of streaks. If you want to use just a dab of all-purpose on your drawers and cabinets, you can. There's no problem with that. If you don't need to, you don't have to, you can just use something wet. It just depends on the condition of your surface. When you open up your drawers, you want to take care of this top part too, because a lot of stuff collects right here, and also this inside part too. You want to clean these, and then right here on the side. And then when the day comes for you to take everything out of your drawers, you want to just use a vacuum cleaner hose to go through and just get out all the hair and all that sort of thing. Of course, removing all of your contents, going through, vacuuming all the hair, and whatever is stuck, then you know to take your wet towel and clean that out. Clean right down here on the sides, on the inside, and right here at the top. This is how you keep your drawers clean on your vanity counter and any drawers in your home. All drawers are the same. Always make sure you are taking care of this little part right here on the cabinets, because that collects hair and dust as well. You can certainly spray your cabinets with the vinegar cleaner. I just didn't because I didn't need to. But I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit on my towel right now so I can get my kick plate down here. Getting down low is a great way to see extra dirt or hair or whatever that may be up against the kick plate in this area that your vacuum might not be picking up or that you might not be able to see. It's also a great way to see cobwebs collecting. This is not dirt that you see. This is just like bad workmanship from the people that built the house. So you'll see these little imperfections in the cabinet, but it's not dirt. It's probably just, it's like, again, imperfections, and then it's like black streaks or whatever that they left behind that just don't come off. But I do have some hair down here. And I recently mopped my floors, so that means that it just got left behind. If you have any type of towel hangers, then go ahead and dust those too, because those get dusty. I'm going to use a little vinegar because I see that there's some toothpaste splatter on this and on here as well. I'm just not this wild when I'm brushing my teeth, y'all. This is my husband's side of the sink, so I guess this is still here from when he was home. But you want to go ahead and clean these. Just remember how much bacteria our bathrooms and kitchens collect, so we want to clean everything. This is another element that people miss out on. Your light switch plates and your socket plates. Those collect dust and splatter as well. So you want to make sure you're taking care of these too. So I've done everything on this one side, and I just have to repeat on the other side. You always want to make sure you are wiping down your light switch plates, especially in the bathroom, because our hands touch these so often after we use the bathroom and that sort of thing, until you want to make sure that you are wiping away any germs, especially if you have a water closet, right, where your toilet is. Always make sure you're taking care of the light switch plate in there, because the first thing you do after you use the bathroom is you turn that light off, right? So your hand is touching it, and you want to make sure that's clean, since your hand does touch that after you touch the toilet. These are things to keep in mind so that you can not only have a sparkling clean home, but a well disinfected home. So I have cleaned off my tray. This spot will not come off. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's just something from one of my essential oils bottles, but it has been really, really clean and wiped down. I'm just going to turn it that way so I can sit something on top of it so I can't see it, because that spot is going to bother me. I did go ahead and clean my cup that houses my toothbrush and my toothpaste and a couple other things, and I rinsed it in the tub so that I did not have to mess up my clean sink. I'm just going to spray some vinegar in there and give it an extra wipe. And also to shine it up. I could have used the alcohol, but in this case, it really doesn't matter. And you see that it looks much different from before, nice and clean. And that is what is going to give my bathroom that extra special feeling of clean when everything has been wiped. Just gonna place everything back inside of my cup. Also, make sure you are wiping off all of your bottles before you return them to the counter, because that's also going to give you that extra special feeling of clean in your bathroom. This stuff matters. I know it's a small step, and you may think that it doesn't matter, but it absolutely does. Face all of your labels forward. That is also going to help you have that extra special feeling of clean. Having your labels facing backwards versus facing forward it makes a really big difference. Perfume bottles and that sort of thing that sits on the counter and just sit there, they will start to collect dust and you will begin to see it. But wiping all of that dust away will give you that extra special feeling of clean. Just imagine putting everything back in your nice clean bathroom that has residue dripping down it, product residue or dust. That's not clean. You can't have a true feeling of clean if you're leaving behind those type of things. Soap bottles can be a real stickler for having residue as well. You know how when you use the pump and it just drips down right here, and then people just tend to leave that, and then it gets all around here, and then the soap bottle just looks disgusting. Go ahead and make sure you clean that as well. It's going to happen again, but it's cleaning day and you're cleaning your bathroom. So now that the bathroom is all complete, I want to show you what it looks like. It has that extra special feeling of clean. Feels so amazing. And if you want your bathroom to feel this way, or any part of your home, all you have to do is take advantage of the step-by-step techniques that I showed you here today, using the products that I used, and we'll go over some more products in another video. I am definitely going to be on here with you from week to week, showing you what to do in different parts of your home. We're going to be talking about all things cleaning over here. So definitely make sure that if my content is your vibe and you want to learn more true feeling of clean techniques and hear more cleaning conversations, this is the channel that you would want to be subscribed to. Be sure to like this video and you'll see me in the next one. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye-bye.